Alright everybody, this is Martin here, doing a pre-recorded match for you. I was playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils in the two-man queue. Didn't know what I was facing at the time. Turns out I was up against a sort of Grixis control deck. Just see if I can show you my list. Oh, never mind. I'll post the list underneath the video. This is a replay, it won't really let me do that. But yeah, the list I've been playing lately, the Caleb share list, -1 Dark Petition, +1 Empty the Warrens, and I've recently added Tendrils of Agony #2 to the sideboard, so 2 in the 75. Alright, so I lose a die roll, and I keep this. I think this is a fairly easy keep against a blind opponent. We got the lands, we got the cantrips, got a bit of mana, and some business. So they lead on Volcanic Island, Ponder, so like Miracles, the Mirror Match, Sneak and Show, or just plain old Delver of some variant come to mind. There you go. Well, so another land that's less than ideal. So here I cantrip, and I actually look down on on Underground Sea, because if they have Wasteland, I'd actually rather have them waste me, as we have leftover lands and cantrips. Have them sort of use a mana or like a land drop that turn. So we get double Infernal Tutor and Duress, and we keep these and grab the Duress. And then my plan is to next turn Infernal Tutor for a second Cabal Ritual, and then on that following turn Duress into. Well, we might need them one more turn actually, but we probably need to discard Spell Rub against the blue deck. It's a bit of a slow line. Okay, so they play a swamp, so I'm thinking it has to be the Mirror. I can't really think of any of the other decks I was mentioning. But it's not, it's a deck playing Dark Confidant. So like, in the two-man queues where you pay to play, kind of, you usually see people playing like stock lists. This is definitely sort of coloring outside the lines a little bit. I like it, I love Dark Confidant. I want every deck to play Dark Confidant, but it's not really the case. Okay, so we go grab another Cabal Ritual, and we ship the turn, and they turn over Counterspell, which is a bit annoying, but we have the Duress. But like, them having Bob is obviously not great, because like the more turns we give them, the more they're gonna be able to run away with the game. I'm not really sure why my computer won't let me. Huh. Okay. It's been disconnected, so I'm gonna just restart real quick. Infinite. Okay, so they got the counter spell plus card, and to my surprise, they don't keep up counter spell mana, but instead play out a young pyromancer, and now I smell what's coming because of the untapped black mana, and yeah. And I concede here. I was playing. I was double queuing actually at the time, not to make excuses for myself, but just to try and explain it a bit. I think it might be a tad bit premature, but I mean they know what we're playing because we Infernal Tutored. But like they know we have multiple Cabal Rituals, so they'll get a free hit on that, and then from the token they make, they get to like rebuy the therapy. So like we're looking at losing both rituals, and then either like whatever they think they value the highest in Infernal Tutor or the Ad Nauseam, and we're looking at like a substantial clock. They have counterspell drawn, they're drawing 2 cards a turn, so I think it's fair to concede, not give up any more information. I mean, they might not know that we're playing like they might have us on a no Ad Nauseam build. I mean, it's marginal, but looks like I am struggling a bit with the connection. So yeah, like I was saying, I end up conceding here because I don't want to give up any more information. I feel like I'm dead certain to lose regardless. Might be a bit premature, but like I was saying, like I was double queuing at the time, and that was the call I made. I think we're overwhelmingly underdogs from here on. So let's go. So the order of these are kind of messed up. Let's go to game 2. Yeah, so this is game 2. On the play. This was a nutty game. This is like a game where I can't really believe I won. So I keep this a bit loose, and again, don't double queue, because like right after I pressed keep, I kind of remembered that I forgot to take in the Tropical Island. I'm not used to playing the green dual in the sideboard, so that's stupid. Oh yeah, regarding sideboarding, I brought in 1 carpet, I think. Maybe I brought in 2, and then I brought in the second copy of Tendrils of Agony, and I ripped out 2 Preordains, I think. Although I might have gone -1 Preordain, minus Ad Nauseam in this game, and then I brought it back to Ad Nauseam for the 3rd game, I forget. Anyways, this is a bit of a loose keep. And like, oh wait, I can't. So I have to play out the petal to get the carpet. But the carpet resolves and let me say now that it becomes pretty instrumental in me winning. So the annoying thing about Carpet of Flowers on Magic Online is like you get 2 triggered abilities each turn, which is really annoying. Well, it can be anyways. It can take up a lot of time. So they go Delta Pass, and I draw for the turn another land, which sucks. So I'm kind of like going nowhere, right? Just not triggering that. They don't have an island. So they want to brainstorm end of turn. A lot of people do that. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that more often. But I don't think so. Okay, so they probe, get to see the shambles of a hand we're sitting on, and therapy. So this is looking great. Okay. Good thing is that they're kind of just not caring about the carpet. Like maybe they didn't really have a choice. Okay, so we draw Dark Ritual. Alright. Not really doing a whole lot. At this point I've just surrendered to the notion that I'm going to lose this match and my 20 play points. They play out Dark Confidant, so yeah, whatever. Probe, I'm not doing anything with that. Ship on back. So they hit a force off the Dark Confidant, which actually is a big help to us, or will turn out. I mean, force will obviously, it's great for us that they're holding that, but we draw blindside island. So like in a few turns, we'll be looking at a Tendrils of Agony, and then 12 is like a whole different ballgame. We get to see their beautiful hand, which is a bit of a beast. Double Flusterstorm, Counterspell, Force, Brainstorm. Yeah, they just have everything right. So how are they not beating us with this monster? Well, because Magic is a fun game sometimes. I draw another probe. I decide to not waste it. Maybe I shouldn't have probed here, but I was like feeling like, yeah, whatever. Losing this one anyway, right? So I guess the lesson is never lose hope. So they brainstorm and don't take damage off that Bloodstained Mire. So like if I'm them, I don't do anything. I don't think so anyways. Yeah. I mean, playing out J seems just about the worst thing to do. And ponder. I don't love Ponder because you have counterspell double Flusterstorm this way, plus force pitching the Jace. I mean, I would have to draw like 3 like triple discard spells to really get through that. So we draw nothing, blank. So we just pass the turn. Dark Confidant triggers a Therapy, which, yeah, takes them to 9 when they fetch. I'm actually at this point also thinking they could just like flashback the Therapy already in the yard with the Dark Confidant. So we can't do anything, right? So they choose Cabal Ritual. And thinking that everything is hunky-dory with all their counter magic, they don't think to flashback. Instead, they tap out to play Jace. And they Fate Seal themselves. This seems like fairly risky. Like, so if I draw a cantrip and they don't force the cantrip and I find Tendrils, then they're dead. Also, I mean, now they didn't Brainstorm. They just Fate Sealed, and I remember they put it on the bottom, so Bob is a blind reveal. So somehow they're letting this game get away from them. And I decide to take a chance here while they're tapped out. And play out the probe. Oops. Double force. Sorry, I clicked through that a bit too quickly. They had double force, counterspell, double Flusterstorm. But we drew the Tendrils. How about that? It's not enough though, but we can take them really close to Bob killing them. So we play out a Dark Ritual. We could also move to our second main phase and have the carpet trigger, but we don't. We kind of want them to waste the force of will. That would be fantastic. But they don't. So we're priced into doing this. Then hope that Bob kills them on. So they force the trigger, Storm Trigger on the stack, they force the original Tendrils, pitching the Flusterstorm appears. Interesting. And what, they force again, right? I seem to remember. Yeah, they force again. Pitching counterspell. So their hand is Flusterstorm. Blank. So they're on 3. Blind reveal. Come on, Jace or force. They reveal Nihil Spellbomb. Go down to 2. And now they can just Brainstorm and not ever take damage off Confidant again, so they're sitting on a Flusterstorm. But they're at 2. Our graveyard is sort of not long for this world. But I think we draw Brainstorm on our turn. So it's nice we kept hold of these lands. So I decide to trigger the carpet now to be able to pay for a Flusterstorm, like regardless of what happens. Because I need this Brainstorm or we're dead. Because they Brainstorm with Jace. So I triggered for black, just cause. Then we Brainstorm. And look, beautiful. So that's the win. Like, only thing that we lose to now is them having like the Delian clique, and because we want to play out like at least the ritual first to get like another storm counter. But let's say they had double Flusterstorm, we would still be able to, like, let's say we would have 3 here, 4, 5, 6. We just need the 1 copy to resolve, basically. So I think we're gold. Put back the 2 lands. Play out the Ritual, play out the Duress. You could argue it the other way around. Aw, poor baby. So much action. And take the Flusterstorm. That's all she wrote. Kapoo! So that was very, very satisfying. Yeah, crack your nail, Spellbomb. Doesn't matter. You're dead. Alright, so that was game 2. So yeah, like I was saying, these always get messed up. So going for game 3, which is listed, I guess, game 1. Game 3, we're on the draw, obviously. This time I have Ad Nauseam in the deck. I remember. We keep this because Brainstorm, yada yada, good stuff. They go Underground Sea. Spellbomb, alright. So I guess that's okay. So like, we draw another LED. So there's like an argument to be made, and I have done this before, but mostly it's if I'm on the play of like going aggro with the Lotus Petals and Brainstorm and then stuff like that. But I don't think I did that here. I could be misremembering. No, because like it feels too risky when they're like sitting, when you know it's Force of Will and they've had a turn. I guess that doesn't really matter, but yeah, I don't know, just something about my gut feeling. Alright, so our second turn. So the internet connection, it seems, is playing tricks on me. Oh, alright, never mind. There we go. So we draw a Ponder. Now we probe them. And we see nothing, basically. I mean, they can Brainstorm, but they would have to find Force plus blue card, or I guess like Flusterstorm. And Probe gives us Therapy, so that's nice. Now we basically have a lot of promise in this hand. So we Brainstorm and get, yeah, the Ritual's nice. Put back 2 lands, and then we Ponder. Cool, and we might get somewhere. And turns out that we get this beauty. So here, what we want to do is we want to put back Cabal Ritual, then empty, and then draw the Probe. And then we want to play out like a Petal and Therapy them. That will prompt them playing Brainstorm. And then like Brainstorm will resolve, Therapy will resolve, and we have to choose between naming Force or Flusterstorm. And then we Probe, sack both line side diamonds, and draw the empty the horns for like a million storm. It's an awesome plan. I love it. No shuffle. Alright. So I play this out in like a bit of a random order. It doesn't really matter. Play this. So like if we could induce them into countering, like brainstorming, and then like if they find a counterspell countering that, then that's like better. But they just let that resolve. We sack a land. We're priced into doing it this turn. Therapy. Yep, come on, Brainstorm. Brainstorm. And if I recall correctly, I named Force. I probably should name Flusterstorm. I named Flusterstorm. And they found Spell Pierce now. That is mighty interesting. It won't help them, but yeah. So I think they're pretty much just dead unless somehow like they have an Electrickery. So they fetch and respond to my Lotus Petal to psych me out, I guess. Or maybe they want to pierce it. That'd be interesting. Sometimes that is the right thing to do, and people never do it, but not in this case. They don't do it. So, probe, maintain priority, sack a diamond. We don't need to sack both just in case. I mean, they are going to pierce here, so we are going to want to sack the second one, but we do have like red from the petal, 3, just in case they don't pierce, in which case we don't need to, and it's better to have a diamond and play them in the yard. But they do, oh, they crack their spellbound. They don't have black mana. I guess they want, maybe they're smelling the empty and want the therapy out of the yard. Or maybe they're like, if it's Passing Flames, but then I guess why not just wait until I cast Passing Flames. They have added 2 to the storm count. We have done the rest. So we crack the second LED to be able to pay for this and play the empty. So probe resolves, black, red, floating. See their beautiful impotent hand. We draw our empty. Storm is 12, so it's 26 goblins. Yay! I love me some goblins. I always bring 20 tokens with me when I'm playing in paper. I don't think I've had to use more than that paper, but I have online on a couple of occasions. They don't concede, which I find very admirable and slightly unnerving, right? Like for a split second, like, oh, they've packed like engineered explosives or Electrickery on top. But no, they fetch, play out their young pyromancer. Gotta put on a brave face. Yes, probe, because my hand is empty and you will gain information. Whatever. Maybe they had an out that I'm just not thinking of, but I don't see what it is tapped out. Like, no. I don't know what that would be. But there you have it. So that was a really fun game against like Grixis control. Just felt very like lucky to get out of that second game. And the third one was just, yeah, just very explosive hand of mana and cantrips that turned into 26 goblins. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.